Hey guys, welcome to NHQ's review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm here with Loud Josh. I'm Jared. Let's just talk about the movie. What'd you think?
Oh man, so saw it last night and I was blown away, to be honest. Like, it is the rare time where a sequel lives up to the hype of the original.
I agree with that completely. Usually I can walk out of a movie, even if I love the movie, and find negative things pretty easily, but it's been 24 hours and I'm still trying to find like non-nitpicky things that were wrong with the movie. Like, the thing I keep going back to for the negative thing is Baby Groot. While adorable, he's very prominent. Maybe a little more so than he should be.
Yeah, and my only real criticism is that the music didn't connect with me as much, but that's because none of the songs were music that I knew.
Yeah, I actually will agree with you. I believe the soundtrack was stronger in Volume 1. Except the Cat Stevens song towards the end of this one was pretty on point.
Don't let that detract you, because the movie is fun. It is hilarious. They really doubled down on the humor, and it works. Drax was
Drax is
so funny.
Favorite character across the board.
Yeah. Well, Nebula is my favorite character, but that's for different reasons.
We saw right after our screening, we saw a behind the scenes featurette, and everyone was out of costume. Mm-hmm. Karen started speaking in her accent, and was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. She's not." So I was
Doctor Who, still in my heart.
It's Doctor Who.
Doctor Which?
What?
The action was great.
So good. The fight choreography.
Yeah. Well, and the opening scene too, with all the fight scene in the background as you do watch Baby Groot.
Yeah.
It's a very strong opening.
It is.
It really sets the pace and tone for the movie.
I actually, while watching it, I thought that maybe they should have released that as the first tease.
I like that you just sort of pick up with them on another adventure, as if they've been kind of doing this for a while now in between movies.
Their connection's a little stronger. And,
yeah. Which is a big theme throughout the entirety of the movie, is the feel and the sense of family, and reconciliation within family. Without giving anything away, that pretty much every character of the movie has a lot of growth and dynamic where they are stretched to the brink within familial conflict and then brought back through reconciliation, which was a very strong theme throughout, and pretty much every character hit those themes. It was a good, strong central message.
I was blown away with the cinematography and the visuals of the entire thing. The mix of practical effects and visual effects was almost seamless. Even the minutia of the moss on Groot's head was so well done. And the colors. Oh my, the colors all over the place. Like, this fire, all the fire has this rainbow hue, and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so beautiful. Brought me to tears, actually, at the end, which I'm not going to talk about.
This movie's full of memorable one-liners.
Yes.
Across the board.
Yes.
From every character. I want to ask what your number one takeaway line is.
Okay, my number one takeaway line doesn't make sense it's out of context.
It sounds like it's also my takeaway line.
I don't think it is, but maybe it is. We'll see. My favorite takeaway line was, "Mantis, look out!"
Oh, yes. Yes.
And again, like, there's no reason. It was the context in which that line was said that makes it funny.
But Batista's delivery across the entire spectrum was so on point.
That was something I was not expecting coming into this movie. Like, in the first Guardians, he's funny because he doesn't, understand metaphors. But he's not really the comic relief. Because he's a man on a mission, bent on revenge. And in this one, he becomes the comic relief.
My favorite line is, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, called him Trash Panda. Is that better?
Worse.
It's worse. It's
Worse.
so much worse.
You get a interesting look at the Ravager culture here, and what was amazing, and they somehow kept it under wraps until like 2 weeks before the movie release, is Sylvester Stallone's role.
Yeah.
He plays Starhawk, and I'm not going to get into who he is aside from the comic books. He's one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The whole Ravager culture is just so
The
much.
Ravagers had a much bigger part to play in this one, and there's some really good moments with Yondu and the Ravagers, and a villain named Taserface.
Taserface.
Which is the worst name ever, and they use that to their advantage.
Rocket must have gotten
30 jokes
30
off
to
at
40 laughs from
Taserface's
alone,
expense. Yeah. Because it is, not everything in the comics works. We love comics, but there's so many issues of comic books out there for each individual and each team that, you hit some duds, you hit some ideas that just, they sound good in your head, and then they come off and it's like, that's so stupid. And the name Taserface is one of those things that is just so dumb. But the movie uses that and utilizes it to ham it up, and it's brilliantly funny.
I love the nods and the cameos that appear throughout. I mean, and also throughout the end credits, like all five
end credit
five
scenes.
end credit scenes, and they all serve a purpose to set up Phase 4, maybe the end of Phase 3.
Yeah.
But nothing on screen in this movie is a wasted moment.
This is true.
Which is a very rare thing to do, and kudos to James Gunn and the cast for delivering that. My favorite cameo would have to be the reprisal of Seth Green as Howard the Duck.
Yes, there is a Howard the Duck sighting.
It just makes me want a new Howard movie. And now that Disney and Marvel are one entity, and Lucasfilm is one entity,
we could get
where's my Howard the Duck movie?
I'm not holding out for that personally.
I mean,
but
I want it. The movie opens, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are doing a job for this race of people called the Sovereign.
Yes.
And they play a huge role
They
throughout
do.
the film.
They're genetically engineered to basically be perfect. They're gold, and they are like the height of galactic snobbery. And it plays off pretty well. I think some of their lines were a bit over the top, cheesy, but because they are that galactic snobbery, it works for them. Like if it had been any other sort of race or just regular people, I'd be like, oh, that didn't come off right. But because you're like looking at these people and thinking, oh my gosh, like look at them with their fancy gold, everything,
The hair and the face and the eyes.
Slow steps walking up onto the snow carpet and not being able to like touch snow. It would just make me roll my eyes. But because they're this race, it played off well. Plus, my favorite cameo, Ben Browder from Farscape. Just, a couple quick lines as one of these. So thanks for watching our Nerd HQ review of Marvel and Disney's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I don't know about you, Jared, but I'm pretty excited to go see it again.
Yeah, walking out of the theater, I was like, this is probably another two-timer at least in the theater.
So, I'm Loud Josh, this is Jared Hoy, and we're reminding you to keep on nerding.